Hello everyone, bonjour tout le monde. Welcome to EFA163 on this Tuesday, September 1st. Welcome to Fearmongering 101. September 1st, great day to start a class, right? All kidding aside, Fearmongering 101 is what has been transpiring on the really utmost of level. The business of fear has always been the business. And I've said this countless times to people that will listen to understand when I speak to them on the fact that everything is tied to money, and the business of fear is tied to money, it's tied to control, it's tied to power, it's tied to everything, right? And right now, fear mongering 101 is like you guys out there, the creators of everything that's going on right now, and I'm not talking about any agenda, and I'm not talking about any world whatever. I'm talking all these little pockets of busybodies and people that want to have that control. And once you create the department, and once you create the position, once you create the building, once you create like all those structures and systems, once they're created, they become powerful. They become like, oh, we have something now. Let's grow. You can never take that away from them. Once that candy's in their mouth, they want to crunch, they want to swallow, and they want to process that sugar, right? Same thing just transpired. And I said this back in March, and I said, once you create the buildings, once you create the positions, once you create, that's what happens. That power, that control, that structure, that system takes just takes momentum. Just starts just like a snowball down a hill, right? And this is why Fearmongering 101 is becoming so rampant right now. And it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better at all. It's going to get worse. And unless we change things, unless we put laws in place to change systems and all that. Because they're going back to school. Like I have here, dun dun dun. Like, think about that. Who the hell wants to send their kids back to school? And I know the schools that have started out there, there's so much infighting, and the word unsafe. Like, it's unsafe to send us there. It's unsafe for us to work in that environment. It's an unsafe work environment. I come from the background of health and safety. And I don't want to get into the politicals of this, but I'm going to get into the psychology of it. When you're telling everybody in the world that it's unsafe to be at school and unsafe to be there, why the hell would they want it? Parents like myself want to send their children to school if that's what you're telling the world, that it's unsafe to be there. We have provincial doctors in our country, for example, in our province, that are saying it's safe to go, and then you have the unions that are fighting saying it's unsafe to go. In the middle of that is the children. They're always in the middle of that with the parents, right? And going like, what are we doing? Are we sending our kids to school? We have a life outside of school, right? And so this going back to school, this drama that's going on, and then you have the world police. Like, I'm gonna lean on my also my background in enforcement, and the amount of calls that we had to deal with when I was in enforcement, and a lot of those calls were nothing at all related to that thing. And what's sad about that is you show up on somebody's site, you show up in somebody's life, and I've talked about this before, where we had a bylaw show up at our house on a Sunday morning. I think it was like 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning, enforcing a bylaw that never existed. In fact, the complaint was actually a wrong complaint, and it was my wife using a dog park to do drills with her dog when nobody was there, like at 7 in the morning. But what transpired there is somebody called and said that she was using the dog park for her dogs. And my wife, I'm one of those people with the dog bags and the dog water and the dog food and the dog backpack and everything, right? So she's a very, very responsible person. Somebody called bylaw shows up at our house. We actually, in the city of Ottawa, and probably all your cities, you're allowed to use the dog area. You just got to clean up after yourself and use the cages, that kind of stuff. So people that want to train their puppies, and you're allowed to do that. So what my point to that is that world police out there, the people that are always calling, the people, the curtain FBI that are constantly, that is like rampant. And I was reading about this woman getting kicked out of a bingo hall because she was breathing out of the side of her neck because of cancer and that kind of stuff. I don't want to get into the details, but all those kind of little news articles and all those things that are transpiring around the world, like the psychology behind all that. You, the world police, are creating so much more negativity, so much more of everything that shouldn't even be out there. There's enough right now being monitored. There's the eye in the sky is like right upon us, right? There's enough monitoring. We don't need your added surveillance, right? For stuff that is frivolous half the time. So going into the winter, and I'm talking to you guys here, we're going to the winter, the blah of winter, right? When I talk about the psychology of it, there's enough out there, and there's an expression, go get, fill it in yourself. Like, go get something. Go get something, the world police, because you are this system right now is so fragmented. And I was talking about going back to school here, the online education system. There's your window, and I know there's a lot of you doing now that there's online daycare. It actually works. They say it's really, really good because it's one-on-one education with actual exchange of videos and that kind of stuff in conversation with the children. So the online system is actually working really well. This is where you're gonna get yourself out of a job, the sister system, school system, because this system, parents are going to say, actually, I don't have to travel. I don't have to put them on a bus. I don't have to send them to an unsafe world. And I'm going to keep them at home. I'm going to have a structure. There's a lot of online access to a lot of everything now. So I'm going to build their life that way, combined it with home economics, stuff they don't teach in school, and banking and paying your bills and credit cards and the whole 9 yards, all those kind of things. So a lot of these online systems, and that should be funded by our system, right? Since we're defunding all this, let's take that money, put it towards those funds so parents can access safe funding zones so they can get their children taught safely, right? Does that make sense? Right? This is one, here's one little piece of ingredient into your pot if you want to start stirring something up here. How about we start redirecting the money so that parents could access online education and keep their children in a safe environment at home? Right? Jean-Guy Bourguignon, EFA163.